The world is programming you to be poor. Your society wants you to be poor, and it is working better than you think. This may sound extreme, but look at the world around you. There is a deeper system at work, one that is designed to keep you in a constant state of scarcity. And when you live in constant state of scarcity, you will never have the confidence, faith, vision, and conviction that is needed in order to attain true wealth, in order to create true wealth. From the moment you wake up in the morning, you are bombarded with inputs that attempts to hijack your subconscious mind. Flash sales and fake scarcity timers that says only 2 hours left, discount codes and limited time offers, headlines about inflation, recessions, job losses, social media posts about people struggling financially, ads that show you what you're missing out on. On the surface, this might seem like normal parts of the modern day life, but in reality, they are wiring you into fear. They want you to keep in a constant state of fear, on the constant state of you missing out on flash sales, deals, discounts, etc. The underlying message has always been the same. Opportunities are rare, so you would better grab whatever you can. If you miss out, you will regret it forever. There's not enough for everyone. This constant drip of scarcity programming affects your subconscious mind, it affects your nervous system. You stop making calm, expansive decisions, but instead, you start making impulsive decisions. You become a spendthrift, you spend on things that you don't need. You start hoarding information, you start hoarding things instead of investing into something that actually improves your capacity to earn. And you always take safe paths instead of taking a risk where you can, because they have been programming into you that opportunities are rare, that flash sales might never come, that you need to buy right now at this moment in order to avail a discount, right? And only the people who believe that they can't earn more money, or only the people who don't know that abundance is everywhere, they are the ones who will think that they need to buy it as soon as possible in order to get that discount or get that sale. Scarcity is a perfect control mechanism because it makes you easy to manage. Now this doesn't start with marketing, it starts from your childhood. Think about the phrases that you heard when you were growing up. Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. Be grateful for what you have. It's greedy to want more. The rich people are selfish. You have to work hard for every penny. These are not just words, they are imprints on your subconscious mind. They teach you to believe that money is hard to come by. They want you to believe that you need to work hard in order to make money, and that you should settle for whatever you have left. You should not strive for more because striving for more makes you greedy. And they also teach you that rich people are evil. Rich people are scamming people. Um, Rich people are devious. They are cunning, and all they do is they use the system for their benefit. These are the lines that they have been programming you with since childhood. And when these beliefs go unexamined, they run in the background and they constantly ruin your life. They have These beliefs have control over your entire life, and you don't even know it. They are like invisible softwares that are running in the background of your mind, and they're constantly sabotaging you in every step of the way. You undercharge for your work because you don't want to be greedy. You spend hours clipping coupons and chasing sales while ignoring bigger opportunities. You stay in jobs you hate because they feel secure. You apologize for your success or you hide your ambitions. But the wealthiest people of this world don't think this way. They have either unlearned these scripts that they have been fed in childhood, or they were never taught these beliefs in the first place. This is why the rich get richer more easily and the poor get poorer more easily. Because the kids in a rich household, those kids, they were never taught these kinds of beliefs. They were never said that money doesn't grow on trees. They were never said that money is hard to come by. These kids were not programmed with scarcity beliefs like money doesn't grow on trees, or money is hard to come by, or making money is hard, or you need hard work in order to be successful in life. No, these rich kids, they were not programmed with these kinds of beliefs, but they were programmed with the opposite beliefs that these poor people have. Rich kids were said since childhood that money is easy to come by, that you can always have more money, that abundance is everywhere, and that is why rich can get richer more easily. So here's why big corporations and societal systems wants you to be in scarcity more. Why they want you to be poor? Scarcity benefits the people who profit from your fear. If you believe opportunities are rare, you will be grateful just to have a job, even if it's underpaid and soul crushing. If you believe money is hard to keep, you will jump at every sale and discount that they dangle in front of you, even if you don't actually need what they are selling. If you believe your life can collapse at any moment, you will work yourself to exhaustion just in case, without ever taking the time to think about building something bigger. Scarcity turns you into a perfect consumer. It keeps you chasing crumbs instead of building the bakery. Scarcity makes you the perfect consumer, right? In order for these big corporations to profit from you, they keep dangling these discounts, these sales in front of you. And since your environment, the people that you hang out with, the people that raised you, everyone, the people around you, they all fall for this system. They all fall for this programming, right? And even if you try to break out of it, these people will pull you down, like I said in my previous video. But here's what they don't want you to know: abundance is your natural state. You are already abundant. You are literally made from the same thing as the rest of the universe, even money itself. Everything is energy. You are energy. The money that you want is energy. The room you're sitting in, the device that you're watching this video from, everything's energy. So you can naturally attract money into your life. But people impose these self-limiting beliefs onto themselves, and they don't deprogram it, they don't unlearn these beliefs, they don't become aware of it. And those beliefs sabotage them in every way, but they don't know it. They are still unconscious. And they call it fate. They call it that they are unlucky. They call it that life doesn't give them what they want. So that is why scarcity is not a mental program. It is an energetic program. When you live in fear of not having enough, you drop into a low vibrational state. From this frequency, your subconscious can't perceive opportunities clearly. You will miss them or dismiss them as too risky. Your energy field communicates, I don't have enough, and the universe will reflect it back to you, and it will give more experiences where you will experience more lack. The money in your bank account doesn't matter for the universe. For the universe, what matters is what you feel at the vibrational level. If you always feel lack, if you always feel you don't have enough, then you will be put in a reality where you will keep wanting more, you will keep not having enough. Remember, the universe responds to your vibration, not your bank balance. Now, abundance, on the other hand, is a frequency of trust and expansion and confidence. If you are feeling abundant, you will feel relaxed, you will feel calm, you will feel bliss, you will feel joy, you will feel secure. Now, these are the emotions that the poor doesn't feel, right? The feeling must come first. The feeling is the secret. Once you start feeling secure, once you start feeling abundant, then the universe will reflect it. This goes far beyond the mental plane. We are operating from the spiritual plane over here. When you hold this abundant vibration, you naturally start attracting more opportunities, more money, and more aligned relationships. But you can't hold abundance if you're constantly reacting to the world's programming. If you keep reacting to the discount, if you keep reacting to the flash sale, if you keep reacting to inflation that of the rising cost, if you keep reacting to every single situation that is happening around you, if you keep reacting to the external world, then that means the external world is real. But it is not. It is just an illusion. You can only see less than 1% of actual reality. But if you take your external reality as real, then you stop focusing on your internal state. Manifestation is you internally aligning yourself, changing your internal reality to shape your external reality. That is what manifestation is. So when you align your internal self to your desired reality, then you stop becoming dependent on your external reality. You stop reacting to it. Now, here's what most wealthy people know that you don't. They don't respond to scarcity triggers. They don't care about flash sales. They are not clipping coupons to save those $2. They are not obsessively checking the news to see what could go wrong next. They don't make financial decisions from fear. Why? Because they operate from the belief that opportunities are infinite. They know that even if they miss that one deal, even if they miss that one sale, they can always make more. They are already rich. They know that opportunities will come their way. They know that opportunities will flow their way infinitely. That conviction, that confidence, it's what makes them rich. It is not their business, it is not their strategy, it is not their funnel, it is not their knowledge, it is their frequency, their beliefs, their thoughts, their emotions, where they put their attention, what identity they have. Everything culminates into their frequency, and that frequency creates their reality. Check out my other videos. I dissect everything in detail. I have a separate video on how you can change beliefs. I have a separate video on how you can tune in your attention to your desired reality. Consume this knowledge, learn from it, merge with this knowledge, and become a new person. Stop reacting to the world externally. This world is this world is made for you to be poor. 99% of people are poor, or they are not where they want to be. They are not financially secure. They are not financially independent because of the system. The system wants them to be poor. And if you keep reacting to the system, when you keep giving power to the system, then you lose power. Then you become powerless. And when bad things happen in your life, when unpleasant circumstances happen in your life, you call it fate. So this mindset that the rich has, that opportunities are everywhere, abundance is everywhere, and they are already abundant. With this mindset, they make decisions from power. They make decisions from clarity and certainty. They don't have doubt. They don't have fear. This mindset allows them to operate from a mode of creation rather than the mode of consumption. You, as a scarcity mindset person, make the perfect consumer for big businesses and corporations. But if you are a wealthy person internally, if you are an abundant person internally, then you will not react to these big corporation tactics and funnels that they throw at you. So when you adopt this mindset that the rich people have, everything changes in your life. You stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, how can I create the money for this? You stop thinking about money as something scarce that you have to chase and start seeing it as energy that flows naturally when you're aligned with abundance. So here's how you start deprogramming the scarcity that has been imprinted in your subconscious mind for years, right? So the first step is you need to pause whenever you feel urgency. When a sale email hits your inbox, stop. When you feel fear about missing out, breathe. Ask yourself, do I actually need this? Am I taking this decision from a state of impulsivity or from a state of calm and relaxation? The scarcity mission depends on your impulses. It depends on your impulsive action. So when you pause, you break that spell. And the second step is to track your triggers. Notice which ads, people, or situations make you feel like there's not enough. Which emails make you panic buy. Which conversations leave you feeling financially anxious. Which news stories send you into scarcity mode. Awareness is the first step in order to break the pattern, right? So notice these triggers, notice where you go wrong, notice where you react without your awareness. Once you know it, break out of it. Stop giving attention to those triggers. If watching the news makes you fearful, then stop watching the news. When scrolling through social media makes you impulsively buy things, then stop scrolling social media. Step away from those triggers so that your brain will naturally deprogram those thoughts, those beliefs, and you will be in the right frequency when you step away from those triggers. And the third step is to shift your language. So instead of saying, I can't afford it, start asking yourself, how can I create the money to buy this? Instead of saying, I have to take what I can get, start saying, I'll create opportunities that align with me. Opportunities come naturally to me. Money comes naturally to me, right? And saying this alone won't get you to a desired reality. You need to feel the emotions. Whenever you're affirming something, you need to feel the emotion in order for it to materialize into your physical reality, right? Because whenever you feel doubt, you don't do it from an objective sense. You always feel the doubt within yourself. You always feel anxious, right? So when you imagine yourself being in a desired reality, when you feel, when you say that opportunities are everywhere, when you say that I am abundant, when you use these affirmations, then you need to feel that. You need to feel abundant. That is the secret, right? So shift your language. Notice how you speak. Notice how you think. When I say that you need to shift your language, I don't necessarily mean you talking with other people. Your internal dialogue also plays a major role over here. Observe how you talk with yourself. Observe the inner dialogue that you're having right now, and once you become aware of what you say to yourself, you can program it in a way that you can program it in a way that reflects your desired reality. If you keep having in the inner dialogue that money is not enough, I need to save more money, I need to do this, I need to do that, I want this, I want that, those everything that you have been saying reflects scarcity. And once you know that you have been reflecting scarcity, you can intentionally change it. So awareness is key over here. You need to be aware of everything that you think, aware of everything that you say, aware of every emotions that you feel, and only then you can shift your language to a more prosperous and abundant way. And the fourth step is you need to feel abundant right now. The past doesn't matter, the future doesn't matter. You can't say, I will start feeling abundant from tomorrow, because tomorrow doesn't exist. Yesterday doesn't exist. The only thing that exists at this moment is the present moment. If you don't feel abundant right now, then you'll never feel abundant. And here's the secret the rich don't want you to know. You are already in abundance. You just don't know it. You just don't see it. Even if you have $1, you have money. Even if you're making a small amount of money every month, you're still making money, right? When you make money, you prove to yourself that you have the ability to make money. And even if you're not making any money, you can see people all around you who are making money. The amount of money doesn't matter. What matters is you are proving to yourself that money can be made. Even if you can make $1, then that means you can make $1 million. From the perspective of the universe, which is infinite, a single dollar and $1 million doesn't make a difference. Everything is energy. So the amount of money doesn't make a difference. So start feeling grateful for the things you already have. Start seeing abundance in your everyday life. Start seeing abundance with things you have already. Because we want you to go from the wanting state to the having state. I've already talked about this in my other videos as well. And the easiest way to shift from a wanting state to the having state is you feeling grateful for things you already have. That will automatically put you in an abundant state. So start appreciating what you already have, not because you should settle for less, but because gratitude shifts the frequency from lack to abundance. Wealthy people spend money on things that will expand on their ability to make more money, right? So they invest in skills and education, they invest in assets that generate income, systems that save time, and relationships that open doors. But poor people spend money on things that provide temporary comfort but don't build wealth. So you know what are the right things to invest in: courses, books, webinars, anything that gives you knowledge, that gives you skills is a good thing to invest in, a good thing to spend money in. And the sixth step is for you to guard your energy field. Limit your exposure to fear based media. Unsubscribe from newsletters that make you feel anxious about money. Spend less time around people who constantly complain about being broke. Spend more time visualizing and meditating and building the life you want. Protect your consciousness, protect your attention, protect your mind, protect your frequency. So the world will keep trying to get you back into your scarcity mode. It is designed to do that. But once you become aware of the game that is being played, then being abundant all the time becomes effortless, right? Like, yeah, there needs to be some work when you first start up. When you're first starting out, then it becomes difficult for you to be abundant because you are dealing with years of programming, years of scarcity programming, right? So initially it may be hard, but the more you do it, the more you're consistent with it, in in a short amount of time, it will be effortless for you to be in high vibration. It will be effortless for you to be abundant. So here's what I want you to do this week. Start observing the programming. Watch how ads, news, conversations, and people try to pull you into fear and lack. Every time you catch it, pause, breathe, and ask, what would the abundant version of me would choose right now? This is how you trick your mind into feeling wealthy, and by recognizing who you already are. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and the more money flows into your life. Because you're no longer vibrating from a place of lack, you're vibrating from a place of having. And the question isn't whether you can afford to make this shift. The real question is, can you afford not to? Now that's it from me. If you want to work with me personally, then check out the link in the description. And until then, I will see you in another video.